Ever feel like you're stuck in rush hour traffic? Like on the internet.
Oh, tell me about it.
You're trying to use an Ethereum app, but the fees are crazy high,
Eh?
and it's slower than there. Well, you get the picture.
Painfully slow.
Exactly. And that's what Coinbase wants to fix with this new project, Base. It's causing a real buzz right now.
Yeah, lots of buzz.
So today we're diving deep into Base, figuring out what it is, how it works, and why everyone's talking about it.
Sounds good.
In the simplest terms, think of Base as like this super fast, cheaper network built right on top of Ethereum.
Okay, I'm picturing it.
It's like adding a high-speed train line that runs alongside a jammed-up highway.
Got it. A faster way to get around.
Right. And the really interesting part is this isn't just some small startup trying to make a name for themselves. This is Coinbase. They've got millions of users, tons of resources. They're going all in on Base.
Big bet for them.
Huge.
Yeah.
So how does this Base thing actually work, and what does it mean for, well, someone like me, a regular user?
Let's start with the tech. Coinbase is building Base using something called the OP stack, which Optimism developed.
The OP stack. Okay.
Think of it like a set of Lego blocks. Each block is designed for a specific purpose to create these supercharged networks called layer 2s.
Layer 2s, right? I've heard of those.
Base is one of these layer 2s, basically a separate network that sits on top of Ethereum. This lets transactions happen much faster and cheaper without sacrificing security.
So you get the speed without compromising safety.
That's the idea, and one of the best parts about the OP stack is its modularity. Each block, each component can be swapped out or upgraded over time.
Ah, so it's future-proof, kind of, like you're not stuck with outdated tech.
Exactly. Like upgrading your phone's software. You get the latest features without buying a whole new phone. It makes Base super flexible and adaptable.
So instead of dealing with Ethereums, like traffic jams, you've got this sleek, high-speed train running alongside it.
A perfect analogy.
But what does that actually look like for me? If I'm using Base, what changes?
Imagine using your go-to DeFi app, right? But instead of paying a huge fee every time, you paid just a few cents. And instead of waiting forever for stuff to go through, it happens almost instantly. That's the power of Base.
Okay, now that's something I can get behind. Speed and low fees. But it's not just the tech that's got people excited, right? It's Coinbase being involved.
Absolutely. Millions of people already use Coinbase and know their tools, their wallet, developer platform, payment system. And get this, they're directly integrating all of it with Base.
So it's like they're giving you VIP access to this whole new internet, but you can use your same login and password.
Exactly.
Yeah.
It just got a whole lot easier for both users and developers to get involved.
That's huge.
Right. Developers can build on Base with familiar tools and instantly access this huge audience already using Coinbase. It's a game changer for adoption.
In this integration, it goes deeper than you might think. Our sources talked about how Base users get lifetime access to WebHash Pro.
Yeah.
Those tools for building decentralized websites.
Right. WebHash Pro.
It seems like a small thing, but I feel like it says a lot about Coinbase's vision for Base. It's not just about, trading tokens. They're building something much bigger.
Yeah, it's like they're creating the foundation for a future where everything, content, ownership, making money from your work, all happens on a decentralized web, and it's all connected to their system. Ambitious.
Super ambitious. It's like they're building a whole new internet experience, one that's more open, transparent. But we have to talk about security.
Of course. Yeah, that's always a big question, especially with layer 2s being relatively new. People want to know their stuff is safe.
So how does Base actually make sure that my crypto is actually secure?
Well, Base uses this really interesting mechanism. It's called restaking. Imagine this. Ethereum validators, the ones who secure the Ethereum network, they can use their existing staked ETH to secure Base at the same time.
Wait, so it's like double duty security?
Yeah.
Using the same resources to protect both?
Yeah, exactly. Base essentially inherits Ethereum's security, but without making users stake even more assets. It's a huge plus.
Makes sense.
Yeah.
But we can't ignore the hype around Base. The whole Base is the next Solana thing is everywhere, right?
Yeah.
And don't even get me started on all the new meme coins popping up. How much of this is just hype, and what should we be paying attention to beyond all that noise?
It's true. There are definitely parallels to what happened with Solana early on, that surge of excitement, all these new projects, and yeah, the meme coins. But it's always important to look beyond the hype.
Easier said than done sometimes.
Oh, for sure. It's still early days for Base. The technology's promising, don't get me wrong, and having Coinbase behind it is huge. But we need to be realistic. There are challenges ahead.
Like what? What kind of challenges?
Well, One of the big questions right now is about a base token. Will they, won't they? It's a big decision, and Coinbase is being cautious, especially with all the regulations in the US.
Yeah, the SEC is definitely keeping everyone on their toes.
Exactly. Launching a token has huge potential, but also a lot of risks. It's understandable why they're taking their time.
It's like everyone's trying to ride the next waves, you know?
Mhm.
Some are all about the meme coins, some are waiting for this base token. But looking at the big picture, why should anyone even care about base? Like, even if you're not into crypto.
You're right, that's the key question. See, if Base actually paused this off, it could be huge. It could be the bridge between, like, regular finance and this whole world of decentralized apps.
Okay, I'm listening.
Imagine a future where you're using apps for everything, banking, gaming, even managing your online ID, and it's all faster, cheaper, more secure than anything out there right now. And it all happens in a place like Coinbase, something you're already familiar with. That's the potential here.
So it's like Base wants to be the easy way to get into this whole new decentralized world. Kind of like what were those early internet browsers, Netscape Navigator, things like that. Made it so anyone could use the internet, not just, computer whizzes.
Exactly, you got it. But, and this is important, just like the early days of the internet, there are still a lot of unknowns, right? Lots of potential problems and tons of competition.
Speaking of competition, Base makes me think of what happened with Binance Smart Chain, BSC. Really shook things up, proved that people wanted faster, cheaper alternatives to Ethereum. Does Base have that same potential to change the game?
Oh, absolutely. I mean, it's got a few things going for it. First mover advantage, for one. It's built on tech that works, has Coinbase behind it, and it's plugging right into their massive user base.
It's like setting up shop in the perfect spot with all the best tools.
Right. But potential doesn't always mean success, right? The real question is, can Coinbase actually use its resources the right way, deal with regulations, and convince people that Base is the future? Because remember, there are tons of projects that promised a revolution and just fizzled out.
It all comes down to execution then. Can they walk the walk? That's what we'll be watching.
That's the beauty of this whole space. It's always changing, always throwing curveballs, always keeps you guessing.
That's for sure. So listeners, keep an eye on Base. This story is just getting started.